Hey, you guys, good rising. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to THC, Timeless Healthy Conversations. I am Thet, and today I kind of had some things on my mind, okay? And one thing, before I get into that, let me just give a slight, I guess you could call this a disclaimer. Um, I want to say this now, before I get into the topic, before there are any type of comments or anything of that nature. I gave this disclaimer on our THC_2 official on IG page on our second live, I believe, where I did say that I am vision impaired, and so that is the reason for my sunglasses. I just want to say that, get that out the way. So in case it looks like I'm not looking right at the camera or whatever, that's the reason, okay? Anyways, just get the message. But I kind of just wanted to talk about this whole cheating thing that's going on, right? The topic of cheating. If you want to respond by commenting, feel free. But why, as women, do we care so much about that? Our nature isn't even to be drawn in physically that much. We are not physical creatures as much as men are. We're not that shallow. No offense to the men out there. We're not. That's not our nature. Why do we care about them cheating so much? Our main focus should be that when we're not together, being better women, being better mothers, cultivating and getting ourselves together as women. And if we just focus on that, then I wholeheartedly believe, at least in my humble opinion, that the men will hop on board, right? When we become the women that they need. Because we always say, well, they need us too, but how, sis? How do they need us when you can't get your act together? How? You have lost your way as far as being a cultivator, as far as being a good mother, a good wife to humanity. How? How do they need us at this point? We barely do the basics. Hell, some of us barely want to do the basics for our children. So, let alone hold on to a long term or a relationship that has the potential to have longevity, including marriage. So, we really need to get back to being just good women. Okay? Excuse my lips. Shea butter ain't fully absorbed. But we really need to just get back to being better women, better role models for the younger girls, and return to motherhood. And stop worrying about what he's doing when he's not with us. You know, if you're the best woman that you can be, the discipline that comes with, let me turn this down. The discipline that comes with a relationship for a man will come. And I believe that if we just focus on being better women, the respect will return. The dick discipline will be on point. You don't have to worry about what he's doing because you're a woman that he needs, that he respects, that he honors, that he cares for. You don't have to worry about what he's doing when he's not with you. For what? If you're focused on being a better you. Okay, that's just what I wanted to start off with because I feel like, why do we care? We want him to be oh so faithful, but yet we think that we just supposed to show up, finesse, and that's it. Nah, sis, you gotta come with something. I'm not talking about cooking, cleaning, $1, none of that. A degree, none of that. your grandfathers were probably not really married to your grandmother because she could cook. Now that was a good attribute to having her, but for most of us, I don't know about y'all, but when you come from women who you know, especially they were spiritually mature, they cared. It went beyond the cooking and the cleaning. It was the energy that they put into the house. They put into their man. We don't come with those things anymore. We too busy worried about our physical features and the assets they can see. We care too much about those things. You know, the wigs, the weaves, the nails. I enjoyed those things too at one point. Don't get me twisted. I still like the way some of those things look, but I know better now. And when you know better, you do better. That's just it. And so, you know, we care so much about the appearance. We care so much about having a BBL or having the biggest butt or whatever, having the flattest stomach even. But we don't check that character. We don't check that female ego. Okay? Some of us take 3-4 showers a day, but you still stink, sis. Your attitude stinks. Your behavior stinks. Some of y'all don't even understand how y'all look publicly when you're out and about. And so, as a woman, I feel like it's part of my duty to hold us accountable. You know, we like to be called goddesses and queens, which I don't know why y'all still use the word queen. Y'all should know better by now. But, you know, goddesses and empresses and princesses and all these things of high honor and high titles and all these things, right? But we're so far from that. We're so far. How can we be these goddesses and empresses, and for you all that like the term queen, how can we call ourselves these things, but look at our children, look at our families, look at the world. And even though we live under a patriarchal order, the world still moves off of how the feminine is operating. And, you know, a nation is no higher than its woman, because we're the first teachers. So just think how most of our children are gonna be when they get to 25, 30 years old, because we're focused on BBLs, wigs, weaves, you know, playing these ninjas, right? All these things. We're not even nurturing our children properly, but yet we can do all these other things. You know, we really need to return back to motherhood, because that's really where it all lies. Just think about it. Even us as adults, do you ever notice why there's so many of us broken, so many of us immature, so many of us not developed the way we should be developed at the ages that we are at? It goes back to the home which you come out of, your first teacher who was your mother, right? Because in most cultures, even America at one point in time, the woman does the teaching, right? This is why a majority of all your school teachers are women. It's the woman that holds the culture and does the cultivating. So you can only tell the fruit by the tree that it comes from. Like, goes back to your mama. All of it. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, Whether your father wasn't there, it goes back to the mother, good, bad, or indifferent. And we have to start taking responsibility for how we bring children into this world, how we care for them, how we are leading them, right? We're so far from that. We're so far. And it's disappointing, like, just as a woman myself, it's just disappointing. Disappointing. And woman as in I'm biologically a woman, by the way. Just had to throw that in there. Biologically, I am a woman, okay? But we've come so far from those things. And I just want to give this one example, right? Because, well, not, I guess you call it example, but I always wonder why. My grandmother used to always have these real big, like, Labor Day cookouts, right? And if you know me from just in my childhood, then you know Maxine used to have these cookouts, right? Every Labor Day. And I never understood why it would take her a couple of days to prepare. As a child, it always made me like wonder, like, why can't you just go get the patties that are already patted out? Like, why are you taking the time to pat ground beef when you can just go buy already, you know what I'm saying, for so many people? But now that I'm 29, almost 30, right, just a couple months away from being 30, I understand why. I understand why she was married until death do them part. I understand now, because the energy, the love, the care, the time, that's what a person will marry for. Not the physical fact that it was a burger, but the time, the energy, the effort, the understanding, the care that went into preparing. And perhaps if we applied that same ethic and strategy to our relationships and the people that we love and just being good women, the world would be a better place. Like, it definitely would be an amazing place to be. But if we're full of trash, our minds are full of trash, and if we just keep refusing to do what we know we should do, then how can we expect anything better? Right? How can we expect better men? How? How can you honestly say these ninjas ain't ish, and how can you say you don't need one, but yet you giving birth to them though, right? You giving birth to them. I never understand that concept. I myself, I have a son, right? I never say those things, but I have heard women who have young men and little boys in their home as their children, and they don't need men. But then you'll turn right around and make these same children into your man once they get a certain age, right? You want to push them to do all these things because you want to be taken care of and sustained. We got to do better. We do need our men. We need to stop lying and fronting like we want to carry the load all the time. This shit hard. It's hard as hell. And I know the feeling. And it's time for us to start holding each other accountable as women. It's time. Otherwise, guess what? Eventually, there won't be a such thing as a quality man or a man of high value or however you define that. There won't be such thing as that. Because we give birth to them, we raise them. You know, we assist in the reason why they become men. Now, we can't teach them how to be a man, but we assist in the process just by allowing as a woman. And I'm learning that process too, because I'm raising my son, and his father's around, but he's in my house primarily. And so I can guide and I can teach him how to be a good human, but I can't show him how to be a man. I can't tell him, but I can allow his masculine self to develop and, you know, help him go through or assist him in the process. But I can't take his masculinity from him. I just have to be there when there's questions, and of course helping him with certain skills that he might need from me. But you know, I can't do it. So I know I need a man. I'm not even gonna front. Yeah, and y'all do too, and y'all need to stop fronting. It looks ridiculous to try to be to try to harness more masculine energy than what is necessary for you. And it's tiresome. It puts, I don't know about you all, but as a woman, just for me, it puts me into burnout mode when I feel like I have to be in more masculine energy than what is comfortable for me. I get a little bit moody and I start to feel some type of way. And sometimes I even call upon men around me because you want them to do it. You want them to do it for you. Let's just be real. You don't want to have to paint walls. You don't want to have to build things. I mean, don't get me twisted or wrong. There are women who enjoy those things as activities, but to do those things because you have to, you don't want to. You don't want to. So we do need them. And we need to stop the narrative that we don't need them. And we need to return back to motherhood. And so that was really on my heart today. I wanted to tap in and just give my 2-piece and a biscuit. And Friday, hopefully Honcho will return, and we'll be back to our regular scheduled routine. We've been having some consistency difficulties and some family emergencies. You know, it's just that time of year, and you know, as we go into, you know, we're in Libra season, but as we transition into Scorpio, you know, it comes with a lot of changes and a lot of transformation. Yeah, your girl likes a little bit of astrology. I'm a bit of an astrology head. So yeah, so we just going through the motions, getting things together. So, you know, hopefully y'all enjoyed this little clip from me, this little 2-piece. And you know, I'll see y'all again here on Friday. So make sure you tune in, tap in, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe here. Okay? But also do me a favor, go over to IG, find THC_2 official on IG. Follow us to view our content there, okay? And once again, my name is Thet, and you all have a beautiful Wednesday, okay? Mwah. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace.